What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be going through my predictions and preview of the Western Conference Finals matchup between the first seed Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the second seed San Antonio Spurs. And I have the OKC Thunder winning in 7 games. The Spurs have had one hell of a season, but sadly, I have it ending here in a competitive 7-game series. Thunder's defense and their size will just be too good, in my opinion, especially with Jalen Williams coming back. He hasn't played in the playoffs since Game 2 of the first round against the Suns, and they still haven't dropped a game in the postseason so far. This team is just too good defensively. The size differential will hurt the Spurs massively in this series. I know I said the same about the last round against Minnesota, but this one is on a whole another level. The matchups are not in favor of the Spurs in this series either. They do have bodies to throw at the back-to-back MVP though. Congrats to Shea, by the way. But Stephon Castle is a great defender and matches up great with Shea. They're both the same height, but Castle is 20 pounds heavier. But that's the only position the Spurs really match up well against the Thunder in. When Stephon Castle is on the bench, the Spurs can throw Carter Bryant, who is another elite defender, Shea's way, and he can make Shea's job of scoring the ball real hard. If Lou Dort can become aggressive and back down the smaller De'Aaron Fox, he can really get going with easy looks. If I'm the Spurs coach, I'm making a change to the starting lineup. I know changing a team that's winning is risky, but the size differential is really scary, and I'd much rather Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes, or Carter Bryant to start and guard Jalen Williams to start the game at least. And who knows, maybe coming off the bench with a point to prove can lead to Devin Vassell improving his offensive game, because he has been pretty underwhelming in the first 2 rounds. I won't say they should, but they also may consider starting Luke Cornett to go up against the double big lineup of Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, because if Champagnie guards Hartenstein, Hart would seriously punish the smaller defender with his floater game and his post-hook game, and Chet would pretty much shoot uncontested all game. The Spurs bench needs to have a big series up against the elite bench of the Thunder, and it starts with the defensive guards for the Spurs, like Dylan Harper and Devin Vassell. They both need to shut the offensive production out of the Thunder's bench of Jared McCain and AJ Mitchell, then keeping Cason Wallace out of the series offensively will also be vital for San Antonio. Julian Champagnie and Harrison Barnes won't make it easy for Wallace though. The Thunder's defense is number 1 in the league and one of the best of all time for a reason, and that's going to be on full display in this series. Their offense isn't the greatest, so relying on their defense is what they're going to have to do, and they're more than capable of doing so. Last year's playoffs proves that point. De'Aaron Fox will need to have a big series, scoring and facilitating wise, but doing that with Lou Dort guarding him will be extremely tough, and with him carrying an ankle injury, it's going to be even harder. They were lucky to get some production from Stephon Castle in the second round, but going up against Shea, I just don't know if they're going to get it this round. He needs another big series from the 3-point line, even though he isn't the greatest 3-point shooter in the world. He relies on his speed and driving and finishing ability a little too much for my liking. Going up against the elite rim protection of Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, I just don't think his scoring is sustainable in this series. Keldon Johnson is the X-factor for the Spurs team. Being guarded by J-Dub is going to be tough to get going. They're going to need him to be at his best from beyond the 3-point line. We all know how little the bigs of the Thunder affect Wemby, but will the lack of experience play a bigger role on him than people expect? I mean, not many people get past the 3rd round, let alone all their way in their first season of the playoffs, but Wemby seems to be different. But I just don't know if his shot will continue to fall when he takes so many shots from deep, but he's going to need someone to step up with him. Being inexperienced in the postseason is one thing, but being a rookie is another. And that's exactly what Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant are. so I'm not expecting much from them offensively at least, especially up against the defenders of Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins. And that just leaves Devin Vassell, who can score from more than the 3-point line, and the Thunder have an answer for that as well, with Alex Caruso. So if the Spurs offense can find ways to be effective, I'll be very surprised. They're going to need a ton of production from Julian Champagnie and Harrison Barnes from the 3-point line. To sum it all up, I think the Thunder's defense will be too good for the Spurs. And although I don't think them advancing to the finals will happen, I do have them taking this elite Thunder team to 7 games. That's going to end this video. Let me know who you have winning this series and advancing to the NBA Finals. And make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video.